versus Falcons AP Bren. Welcome to the English Desk. My name is Inga, and together with me is Naisu. And we are in game number 1 for the final match of the regular season, unless there's going to be a tiebreaker. So again, with the stipulations of this match, if ever Falcons AP Bren wins one game, not the series one game, they're automatically going to secure the second seed, meaning they're going to be at the upper bracket. But if Tlph manages to sweep them, okay, we're going to have another match after this.
That's what
And these are the emblems.
To sweep here, and we'll see if they're able to do it again. You saw earlier when the panel were talking about it, what happened in their first matchup against each other in the regular season. Of course, that was a sweep. That time around, of course, it was for Fcap. And so with all this, you know, when
Khalid
you look
being
at how
annoying
things fall
as
into place,
ever.
even with these,
Oh my
the
god.
poking going on early on, I like the compositions for both teams here, really. But I think, you know, equally as much, you always have to pay attention to, obviously, the junglers. I feel like everybody, when they talk about these two teams, is the junglers themselves.
Wow.
But real quick, look at this milestone here for the Idol.
500 games total played for the Kapitan Few. Since
The first player.
since the first season, he was here already. If you want to talk about veterancy, this guy is leading every single player, every single veteran. That's why you know that he's the captain of Falcons AP Bren. He has the discipline. Especially, I remember a lot of times wherein Few was actually saying, Tlph, just wait, something like that.
Yeah.
He has to control his XP laner. So right now, going back to the match, what do you think about this Zask Sanji? Because we haven't seen Zask for quite some time now.
I know, you remember the time when Zask was just kind of like unreal. He was picked up all the time, and then now he's kind of fallen off a little bit. Teams have opted more so for, you know, the Vixanas, the Valentinas, the Auroras. But I would say he's still
I feel like
good
Valentina
threat,
is
especially for some
always available.
This. It's just, you
Like
kinda
on
gotta play
every
the part.
meta.
There's the final
Oh,
slash coming out from
nice
Sanford.
change.
Ogwin gonna
Sanford.
pop him with the implosion.
Nice,
Will go
that's
down
blood.
though in the exchange. There's
Oh,
the
no.
raging sandstorm. Tlph gonna be in trouble
He didn't
here as
die.
they focus him down. Tries to heal up with the sand guard. Takes
That's
a
blood.
couple shots and
Nice.
finally
Tlph
Sanji
dead.
will pick up the kill himself. But now in trouble. Carl TZ will be able to get the turtle.
Kill.
Flickers
Oh,
out. There's
nice.
the shadow kill though as Kyle
TZ dead.
picks up a kill
Oh.
before he gets taken down.
Wow, speaking of, you know, early game potential, Tlph picks up 3
Yeah.
kills, only trading 1. And look at this. They also got the turtle. Despite the aggressive response of Ogwin and Tlph with Ogwin's implosion and Tlph's AOG, that was a good solid catch for Sanford. And going back to the face-off, you know Sanford's really aggressive, going to be aggressive this game. He said a while ago that he woke up so good today, he's ready, he wants to go up against Falcons AP Bren, have that rematch, have that revenge tour, and right now Tlph rocking a 1K gold lead, and it's looking good for the Cavalry.
That's really how you want to start it. Your Tlph on this, the idea of you want to make
Khalid
this
is
line work,
annoying though.
obviously, and scale things
GP.
up really well. You can already see, you know,
The poke he
getting closer
does.
to those first items with this nice little 1,000 gold lead that they have here. Not really going to expect too much until we get to the next turtle, though, because really when you look at the lineup even for Fcap, it's like, you know, how do they find a pickoff with this? It's more so a response like, you know, Ogwin's not just going to go commit his implosion, but if they force a fight, at least in the mid lane, before a turtle comes up, and they can convert it, then that's great for them.
Yeah, and apart from that, no, JP is also doing a good job being as aggressive as possible. This is a roamer Khalid. What's he gonna do? What? Wait.
Okay.
Nice.
Kyle, he at least
Almost.
gets the Purify out, so not going to be able to pick up a kill. But sometimes, you know, you see this happen with Hayabusa. Any of the players that do pick it up, they kind of limit test that early damage if they can, and if they get a battle spell out, great.
Yeah, especially before the neutral objective spawns.
Objective,
in 10
yes.
seconds, the second turtle will ensue. A while ago, we saw.
I don't think
Oh,
so. Will be.
There's the final slash flicker.
Wow.
Able to find Few right away.
Oh my god.
Good mark, good targeting there from Tlph, and that should also
Give
him
them the
turtle
total.
here, unless
Easy.
Fcap has something to say about it. They're going to force him back. There's the
Oh.
implosion from Ogwin.
Right.
Salmon force from Super Marco to go in and secure
Damn.
the kill. But Turtle already secured. Ogwin actually still up. Finally
Oh
getting
my
down.
god, bro.
Sanford picks up
I
the
thought
kill,
we were
and
gonna-
now he's going to be focusing on. The rest is Kyle.
Bro.
The next target, the jump in from
Tlph
Tlph.
are
as he has to get back, try to disengage.
They're on
but the
fire
advanced
right now.
chains are too much. Tlph continues to take everything from Fcap.
Yo, Sanford, S13 Finals MVP is playing out of his mind. Another catch with the final slash, plus the follow-up kill onto Ogwin, resulting in that Tlph easy turtle take once again. Sanford's really activated early on, and this is what you want if you have a highly mechanical skilled player in the form of Sanford. You want to give him something like an Arlot that could easily outplay, come out of nowhere with a final slash. And that's what you do if you're Tlph, ride on the momentum. If we can
JP is so
recall the
annoying.
previous series that they played, all their games, or most of their games, are actually fast. It ended fast because of the Liquid Stampede, because of their former identity, Echo Express. They're bringing it back, and it looks like for this game, they're also bringing it back, Naisu.
Yeah, they play very quickly, decisively. Tlph
Flap.
took them a little bit to find the adjustments. Now here, look at the damage once again.
Oh.
Flap tries to buy some time. They're going to jump in. Eternal Guard drop down with the Shadow
Nice.
kill. Through Destruction going to be used as well, and Benny Cutie going to join the fight.
Oh my
Firing off
God,
here on the
Sanford.
backside, and now Oakwood trying to get there in
Oh.
time.
Well,
Raging
JP.
Sandstorm,
Nice,
though, will be able
JP.
to catch Kyle Tlph under
But he's
the
dead,
turret.
he's dead probably,
JP
of course.
finally getting punished himself. Still working on things together. Super Marco joining the fight, focusing down
Oh, Sanji
Carl Tlph's
doesn't
there.
have ult.
Tries to
Yeah.
help disengage, but has to get out. Benny Cutie, where's he
Oh,
gonna go?
oh.
Super Marco, the target,
Oh.
throws him in, takes the damage. Ogwin's still there
Can he?
too.
Can he? No, he
Dashes
can.
on
He
in
can.
with the
Definitely.
implosion,
Oh
and
my
we will
God.
find Benny Cutie.
Okay, but Tlph wants to go for the counter kill though. And just like
But
that,
they come back
Falcons
so
AP Brand was
fast.
able to answer back the patience of Ogwin. Knows the Purify isn't there. Sacred Hammer then commits the implosion to feed him off the Super Marco for the kill. And this time it looks like Falcons AP Brand can contest for this turtle. That was a long extended clash. Started things off with a Flap TZ AOG onto a same position. Managing to outsustain the damage of Tlph now.
Oh.
I know Sanford wants to go in with a final slash flicker combination again to pick one off before they start the neutral objectives. And JP, good response also, but here comes Ogwen with Sacred Hammer.
Yeah, once again, they're gonna start things up, zoning it out. Raging Sandstorm on the
JP?
backside. Ogwin, the target. JP just trying to buy some time. They didn't start the
Oh.
turtle. They didn't
Yo,
commit to it.
Nice.
They just want to fight
Nice.
it out. Forcing Fcap down. Couple members less than half health, but they'll heal back up with a Revitalize.
Just look at
Still
Benny
going to be
Cutie.
used as well. There's the implosion. It's right
Oh.
on Sanford. They're going to commit everything on him, trying to get the kill, and Kyle Tlph has to get out. Meanwhile,
Unfortunate,
Benny
yeah.
Cutie's pushing the turrets on the tier 2 at the bottom. He can join the fight anytime,
He already
but this
took
looks like
all the turret.
Tlph
I didn't even
gonna be able
pay
to keep his
attention.
third turtle. Kyle Tlph just checking things out with Quad Shadow, and he'll give that up. Meanwhile, backside view
JV.
gets forced out.
Wow, they didn't even need Benny Cutie the whole time. He didn't even bother to cast a Spear of Destruction because JP did a wonderful job zoning out Falcons AP Bren. Sanford soaking up the damage. And just like that, Tlph got all neutral objectives. And to top things off, Benny Cutie was left alone on the bottom lane, got 2 turrets, extending their lead back to 3.7k. Before that clash, Falcons AP Bren was able to trim it down to 1k. But with the performance, with the absolute masterclass macro performance of Tlph, they're just
JP is
continuing to
becoming an
dominate this
annoyance
game.
right now.
Very fast rotation. Looking at the items, we can already see a huge gap between, not as huge, but the gold lane is in favor for Benny Cutie, despite them having a Moskov compared to Super Marco's Harith.
You know, this is a scary thing too here, is like the rise of this Khalid Roam, man. You see how many times we've seen fights just kind of start up, or and I'm not just talking about JP here, but this weekend alone, and even to the first time the Khalid Roam popped up, man, like, it is a nuisance to deal with. It's annoying for teams to have to deal with. Where is this Raging Sandstorm going to come through? And there's a lot of good combinations with it too, and that's why, you know, this surprise factor from Tlph's lineup, where it's either the final slash flicker combo, or like I just mentioned with the Raging Sandstorm, there's so many options and angles that Tlph can utilize with the composition, and so it's Fcap being the responsive ones. And so far in a lot of these skirmishes and these earlier team fights, they've actually responded pretty well to them. It's just, my question is, as the game goes on, how long can they go?
JP,
JP, though, just as I was mentioning, does get spotted out and they keep things together. We're 10 seconds away from the Lord, though.
Ideally, I mean, before we'd used to say, but wait a minute, because Tlph goes in with a weak shadow kill.
That's a whole lot of damage. Defensive. Raging Sandstorm on out of there. JP's going to be fine. Should be able to reset. Lord is up here, though, so Fcap going to get in position.
You know, a couple of weeks back, we had reservations when it comes to the Roam Khaled because it's not as tanky. But the thing is, if you cast the quick sand guard and you're unbothered, you're uninterrupted,
And
it's gonna be
Benikuti.
tanky enough to soak up the damage that your
Putting
opposing
pressure.
can do. And that's what JP has been doing. That's why, despite him being as aggressive, being the front line for Tlph, he only has one death, but right now goes in the picture.
There's the spear once again.
Nah,
Benikuti going to be
you
joining
got
the
flash
fight.
on
Gets
Q.
the spear's misery off, and Sanford
Nice.
will go in.
Flap
Pick up the
easy
kill and
out.
turn. Now with one down, Tlph can just go ahead and start up this Lord. It should
The
be
Lord,
theirs.
yes. Easy Lord.
Can do anything.
I think.
Conceal's going to be used from Ogwen.
Oh.
Wants to lead the charge,
There go-
but sees
okay,
that
nice.
Lord's already down, and they
Oh
go
my
back
God.
in to re-engage Ogwen under the turret.
Oh,
Huge setup,
nice,
though. Trying to
Ogwen.
follow through, but few gets
But
caught
yeah,
out with the final slash. A good attempt
Nice response.
there from Fcap, but now they got to deal with this Lord push coming through as they hold down the mid.
Despite the chain crowd control from Falcons AP Bread, even under their first tier turret in the middle lane, they weren't able to burst down any member of the cavalry. That's how huge the economy gap is right now. 6K gold lead for Tlph. They're lacking the damage, lacking the sustain. They have, Tlph has the Lord right now marching down bottom as Benikuti makes quick work of that mid lane turret, and now you have to rely on Ogwen to get that amazing miracle implosion set. But right now, Tlph has a lot of kit to counterattack that. Credit again to JP with a crucial raging sandstorm.
He's
But if
becoming
you
so
know
annoying right
Falcons
now.
AP Bren, you know this team can bounce back at any given moment. One crucial set from Ogwen is what you need.
And that's the thing, even with this, we'll see if they're able to hold it together. There can always be a forced initiation.
I think they
for
can't
Tlph,
do
and that's
anything.
what we've been talking about with the lineup the whole game. Lord's finally going to get taken care of. That's fine. They keep it together. They hold on to the base turrets for now. And Fcap will go ahead and buy themselves some more time. But anytime we see this, the gold difference between the lanes, how things are falling in place, this is where the tricky part is, Ingan. You know, you have these Winter Crowns being picked up, eventually some more of the defensive items, the Wind of Natures and everything, what have you. You have to work across that.
The conceal.
Conceal going to be used from Ogwen again. Jumps on forward. Might get caught out by himself.
He can't do
here.
anything.
Won't be able to escape.
He can't do
Flap
anything.
jumps in as well.
Flap.
But now they're going to be forced
I
to
think
fight.
Flap is down
Flap
too.
holding down the front side. Cut
Flap
off
down.
from the team. Almost gets
Oh,
Sanji.
Sanji.
But two go
Sanji
down for
survived.
Fcap as Tlph cleans that fight up.
It's not looking good
my
for the
God.
M5 World Champions against the defending MPL Philippines champions as Tlph continues to dominate this game. A good catch onto Ogwen. Flapteasy again was forced to use the AOG to try and save Ogwen or initiate a counterattack, but Tlph was ready for it. They wanted to go for a trade onto Sanji, but Sanji was able to escape.
Look at
Slither of a help
Kaltizi
left.
gold.
And Tlph is really playing
And
this game to perfection. And in 30 seconds again,
and
they
Benikuti.
can actually end this with one Lord, because right now, you can already feel the damage coming in from Benny, from Carl, even Sanford alone. And if you're Falcons AP Brent, do you contest for this Lord?
I think, you know, at this point, man, you knowing Fcap, they probably will. They'll probably try. I just feel like even when they've tried a couple times, Ingan, the timing has been off. That's the problem. Like, by the time they find that window and they try to get in position, it's, you know, Tlph going back to what you just mentioned, you know, earlier in the portion of the game where it's that express that we were used to seeing before, and now it's just this kind of stampede, this rush that they play around with. They're very decisive for Tlph, and they've had improvements just in the second half of the regular season alone. So it looks like they're really locked in here.
Okay, all battle spells are available except for Sanford's Flicker. So Ogwen can make a setup here along with Flapteasy's AOG as Tlph works on the Lord. Oh, look at JP just going right after Kyle TZ.
Oh,
JP.
JP,
once again.
nice.
Flap will jump in.
Oh
There's
my
an
God,
explosion, though.
Tigreal.
Oh,
I think he's dead.
Spirit Destruction on the backside. Benikuti follows up. He's trying to get few. Gets cut
Oh
off, though.
my-
Benny could be in trouble. Pops
Bene,
up
Bene,
Purify.
Bene, Bene,
Has enough
Bene.
damage as
Oh
well as
my
Kyle
God.
jumps in with the shadow kill and picks up multiple kills. It's only Carl TZ left alone. So a big trade, the 4 for 2. in favor of FCAP.
But they got the
Can't
Lord, so
count
it's
out the heart of a champion. Ogwin again with a huge implosion play. And as we can see in the
things
instant
went so
replay brought
fast.
to us by
Couldn't even
Infinix,
tell.
that was a good setup onto 3, forcing a lot of purifies. Benny Cutie though, Spear of Destruction will connect. That's
Yeah.
why he was able to dish out the damage. But Flap TZ Super Marco made quick work of Tlph, leaving Carl TZ left to fend for himself. But they got the Lord as Falcons AP Bren just bursted it
And
down,
defend.
slowly trimming down the lead of Tlph. And with this, you know that Falcons AP Bren can go head-to-head when it comes to 5v5 clashes.
Should be over to. Again, you know, this we're talking about. They were down.
Wow. The
Pretty
damage
big
though.
deficit. They still have a lot of work to do, though. Fcap still has a ton of work to turn this game over. Again, we're only talking about they have one turret, mind you. One turret top side. That's about as much room that they have to work with here. So that's not much at all, and now they got to get ready for this defense. Pull things through. Sanford jumps in again. The final slash to find the mark. The jump in through as
Yes,
Owen
out.
Now and again
Oh
to the
my
backside.
god.
Flap's still
That was
up,
so
still
nice.
Going forward. Super Marco will pick up a kill, but Carl TZ's in the base, and he's wrecking
Oh
havoc
my
on FCAP.
god.
The 1-for-3 trade this time around. Tlph still showing that they want
That Sanford ulti
So
though.
that's why Tlph lost the initial clash before that, because Sanford's flicker wasn't available. And right now that it's available, he was able to make a huge play. Now they have minions onto the middle lane.
Gonna work on that mid turret.
Guys,
Kyle
easy.
TZ,
Oh,
what can they do? Trying to keep things together. The base turrets
Going
are at
to
least
open
gonna
the
go down
base.
for now. They'll manage the waves the best they can. They hold on to one base turret after everything on the bottom side.
You know, it's week number 8. Oh,
what?
Sanford
No!
catches Kyle!
Sanford. Oh,
Very close.
that was
Raging
close.
stance
Oh,
from JP. The
JP!
juke comes out though, but
Oh
Kyle's
my
gonna get caught
god.
anyway. As Benny Cutie will land
He's
the
dead.
Spear of Destruction.
He's dead for
right
sure.
on the mark.
Yeah.
Still goes.
But that was worth it. That was
And
worth
again,
it.
only Kyle TZ gets taken out. The trade though,
I think that
JP
was worth it.
for Kyle. Again, Tlph showing that
Oh my
they're
god.
mean businessmen.
That was well worth it for the cavalry. Again, another crucial final slash for Sanford, and a good chase by JP to bring down Kyle TZ. He also forced out the Ovigi shadow kill. So right now, Tlph, once again, they ballooned up their lead back to 8.4k. And with that, they're going to set themselves up pretty easy in this Lord pit. Again, two
Can they take
inhibitors
the
are
Lord?
down for Falcons AP Brent, so they also have to worry about the split push potential that Benny Cutie is known for. When you talk about backdoor, which team do you think about? Of course, it's
If it
gonna
was
be
NI, you will
Tlph. So
see,
Falcons AP Brent have a lot on their plate
basically
right
starting
now. Will they contest?
backdooring.
Will they be able to contest? Can they prevent the backdoor potential of Benny Cutie? And can they turn things around for game number 1?
We'll see here. Lord for the Taken's going to be started up. Tlph, you know, Fcap's here. You got to keep an eye on JP. Where is he also going to go? Once again, Ogwin could
Oh,
be in trouble.
Ogwin so
Low
low.
half health, but Lord takes a little bit of a reset. And right now, just look at the zoning that Sanji's able to do as well with a little Nightmare
Oh,
Swans
the
here.
conceal,
Together,
the conceal.
1/4 on the health.
Oh
There's the
my god.
implosion. The setup
Oh my
is
god.
there. Still going to commit
Nice.
to it. Raging Sandstorm to
JP.
follow through. Carl gets the Lord. They're
Oh.
losing the fight though. Still working
Send for
for
dead.
it. Enhanced Chain's
Oh.
going to be able to find
I think-
two on the knockup.
Nice.
Kyle still
Kyle
going
is-
in.
oh
Gets
my-
a couple immortalities
But
to
Kai is
work
so
with.
fast though.
But Tlph once
Kyle
again
is so
gets the
fast.
objective. The 2-for-2 trade.
A 2-4-2. Despite the huge implosion play from Ogwin, the problem was they weren't able to get Benny Cutie. Benny Cutie was just free hitting the members of Falcons AP Brand. The Lord marching into the middle lane. Just 3 members for the base to defend.
See what Super Marco can do.
And they
Birthday
oh,
bump. There's the
JP,
setup from
nice, JP.
Ogwin keeps
Oh
it
my
together
god.
with the implosion.
Ogwin.
Kyle and Super Marco collapsing down.
I think he's done.
Looking for the kills.
What?
Carl's
Kyle,
still going to be quite healthy.
damn.
Has to deal with, but it's
He's
2
dead, he's
versus
dead.
1.
Oh.
Lord's working on the base. They should be able to clear it in Fcap. Able to successfully defend. But they'll
Defended.
lose all their
Wow.
base turrets at this point.
The birthday buff of Supermarket, though. Look at the
What a
KDA.
high- But it's a high
9-1-3
play.
for this Harith and a huge defense. They have another chance to redeem themselves from game number 1. But the problem is they lost all inhibitor turrets, and they're only able to take 2 away from Tlph. But with this potential push, they can actually do more. And looking at the items, Marco now has the lead over Benny Cutie, making quick work onto the middle lane as 3 members of
Oh
Falcons
my
AP Burn
God.
are pushing in.
Look at this push. Running it down mid, gets some turrets that they needed. Focusing on the top side too. Again, up until this point, they only had 1 turret down. So you got to give it up for Fcap, the determination to stay in the game, even when they were down massive gold lead for Tlph. They've more or less evened things out at this point.
Man, there's something with week number 8. I mean, how many games have we seen go this long? A lot of successful base defenses, even without inhibitor turrets, even when you think that the game could finally end. Look at the gold lead of Liquid. It was 9K a while ago, now it's 1.2.
He's insane, guy.
That's sad. I don't know, man. I in that last defense, I was like, let's see if he can channel the birthday buff. I'm pretty sure he channeled it. He got to channel it some more, though, to win the game here. And Fcap wins this game, that's going to be an amazing turnaround. Flip over on its head.
It will be insane.
Important to note where
Clipper
Open is
Live me will
positioned
start
right
to
now.
upload it.
He's going to provide a lot of vision for Falcons AP brand, and they can potentially make a play. And for Tlph, the name of the game is again macro, lane control. Benny Cutie can just easily create slow pushes that could build up, make a potential backdoor play, force Falcons AP brand to react, and give Carl TZ an easy time with this Lord as it spawns in 2 seconds. Okay, looking at the neutral objectives, 3 turtles was secured by Carl, 3 Lords was secured by Carl again, and Carl TZ goes in, forcing JP's Raging Sandstorm. That's 46 seconds cooldown, I believe.
Yeah, he gets that out. Good enough to deal with.
Flap
There's the
TZ.
setup again, an implosion coming out from Ogwin. Gonna be able to find
Ogwin.
2. Bringing him into
Nice,
the air.
please.
Flap takes the front side.
my, change it down.
Find out Sanford. Final
I think they lost.
Taken out by
I think they
Super Marco
lost.
again.
Oh my
And
God.
Fcap full force, completely healthy, wins
Oh
a
my
battle
God, bro.
against Tlph. And this is a clear signal to take the Lord
I
now.
think this is
Benny Cutie gonna get on him. Flap's gonna be able to find him. Benny firing off, pops the wind
I think
of
he's dead.
nature. Throws the Spear Destruction, but he's got nowhere to go. Meanwhile, look at Carl TZ. Is he going to try to make a play up here against Few? Enhanced chains are there.
Oh!
Few cuts him off, tries to help the rest
Oh
of the team,
my
comes
God.
to help him through. Meanwhile, down and JP
Oh my
goes down
God.
as well.
Kyle is dead.
The cross-map
Kyle,
battle as Kyle takes
Kyle
out
TZ are
JP,
dead,
and
bro.
Fcap will keep Carl TZ at bay as
Remontada.
well.
Oh my
Wipeout
God.
for Falcons AP Bren.
What a remontada, bro.
Kyle TZ and Super Marco works
They
on
were
this
down
Lord.
for like 1k gold and
Amazing
now they
macro
are
decisions for the Bees.
it
A
succeeded
huge
to
catch once again for Ogwin with the implosion play, bringing down the San duo. Sanford, Sanji now has spawned. They have time to defend the potential push of the Bees. And just like that, Falcons AP Bren now has a 6.2k gold lead.
I know people are going to see Super Marco's KDA here, 11-1-4, but man, I got to give it up to Ogwin. The implosions have been on point for maybe the past like 8 minutes or so at this point. I mean, he is doing a phenomenal job at catching the right marks, and even Flap TZ to jump forward to cut off that follow through once Ogwin catches a couple members.
Oh, the
Has been
conceal.
on point.
Ogwin.
Now the launch once again to the base. Mid-turret going to be worked on. Ogwin.
Nice
The front of
cinch.
it all, an implosion again. Kyle TZ going to follow
Oh,
through. Raging Sandstorm from JP.
can
as
they,
JP
can they,
goes
can they,
down.
JP out?
Lord's still going to be up. 4 members
Cinch.
of Tlph on the defense. Fcap.
Can they
Or
defend?
will they take, trying to push down that bottom wave? They know Tlph can still fight back even without JP.
Okay, Ogwin doesn't have his implosion as well as Super Marco Zamanfor. So in terms of initiation, Falcons AP Bren needs to wait for the cooldown.
Oh my God.
They have a fat minion up top. They can force a takedown on the inhibitor turrets up top and on the bottom lane as Kyle TZ works on it as well. We can hear already the crowd supporting Falcons AP Bren.
Oh,
Ogwin
again.
Jumping in, Eternal Guard going to be dropped down. Sanford running it back. Turret goes down already. And Fcap happy with the push. Are they
This
gonna
guy
go
is
for
a
the last
menace.
turret here? The wave is pushing in. JP almost up. Final slash. Won't land, but the avatar of the Guardian
Flap
will.
TZ.
As Flap TZ jumps in. Kyle TZ still holding down the mid lane. Winner crowns and everything else going to be popped, and Benny Cutie firing back. Sanford gets a stun off.
Oh
on
my
the
god,
benches,
oh my
and
god,
Fuel
oh!
pops the winner
Shut
crown
down by
himself,
Kyle
but
TZ.
Kyle TZ will save him from the demise of Benny Cutie, and Carl tries to pull
Kyle
something
TZ.
off, but gets punished again as Fcap
GP's
pays
dead.
him back,
I think he's
turns
dead.
things around, and the birthday buff is real as Super Marco
GG.
gets a triple. 14-1 and 6.
GG, what a
And
remontada,
Sanji,
bro.
he's all alone. I don't think he has enough nightmare spawns to keep Fcap
What a
at bay
remontada.
for a victory.
Oh,
They surely
he actually
deserve
got
as the
going.
base is worked on, and they take game number 1.
Damn. That was
When
insane.
these two teams
That
face
was
off
insane.
at each other, you know something's gonna happen. A comeback win for Falcons AP Bren.
Yeah.
Actually, it's kind of poetic, because if you would recall, Game 4 of the S13 Grand Finals, it was Sanji left to push for that eventual championship win, but in this case, Falcons AP Bren won that game. Panel, explain what happened.
We have
Insane.
names. It's Renmar and Leo. But yes, Ingan was alluding to the lone stallion incident where Sanji was left alone, wiping out the final member of Falcons AP Bren, Super Marco, to claim the Season 13 championship. But that's long gone now. A lot has happened in MPL Philippines Season 14 since then, all around the world too.
Whoa, that was insane play
And we find ourselves here
from Fcap.
securing the upper bracket slot, the second overall in the season, Falcons AP Bren.
Wow! And that
I couldn't
win
even
came
believe it.
off of the fact that the Liquid Stampede was nigh unstoppable until they came
The
upon
MVP.
a wall. And that wall was Ogwin.
Ogwin single-handedly stopped what could have been a GG push. Ogwin, inside the base, a total menace. A single push of a button scatters the defending champions inside their own base. And he held on. He believed, Reptar. He believed.
He believed. Content
He believed.
creators, it's your time to shine. Put in that play of Kiboy from M5 that sent them into the grand finals when they beat